Hi, this is Erin Eicher, managing broker with RE/MAX here in Durango, Colorado, and today I'm here with your November 2024 Durango area real estate market update. I also want to cover in this video why I believe insurance is actually a bigger issue in our local real estate market than interest rates, although we need to be paying attention to both. And I think 2025 is going to have a lot of interesting things. If you're considering buying or selling, you're going to want to watch this video and learn about it at the end. Let's cover October's numbers and then we'll talk about these issues and wrap it up. The median single-family residential sales price in the month of October was $622,000, which is down almost 10% from October of 2023. However, I actually think a better indicator of what we're seeing happen with property values is our year-to-date median single-family sales price, which is $560,000 and up over 5% from year-to-date last year. We know that in the state of Colorado, historically, an average appreciation of property values around 5% tells us that the market is relatively healthy. So I'm really happy to see this, and I don't think that there's any risk right now for us to see property values necessarily decline. And year over year, we've seen some really good appreciation. We had 94 properties sold in the month of October, and we had an average days on market of at 100 on the spot. We have seen days on market hover around 100 for quite some time, anywhere from 90 days to 110 days. So if you're a seller thinking about selling, this is a number to pay attention to, right? From the moment you go live to the public to the moment you close, you can expect just over 3 months. And I think as we head into the winter season, we might see this creep up just a little bit, but generally speaking, 3.5 to 4 months is a pretty healthy spot to be in and something you can predict. We had 96 new listings hit the market in October. That's up over 14% from October of last year. And inventory continues to grow, which is a good sign for buyers and maybe not so good for competition for sellers. 376 active listings on the market in the month of October. That's up over 15% from October of 2023. But why does that matter? Because months supply tells us a story both as buyers and sellers of what we can expect and how long it might take to sell our home. So single family homes was over 5 months of inventory in the month of October. Sellers were typically receiving right around 98% of list price, and that's representative of 525 sales year to date. Townhomes and condos, a very similar story, 4.7 months supply of inventory, over 200 sales year to date, and also receiving about 98% of list price. So if I'm a seller right now, I'm thinking, okay, if I list my home, I should be expected that it'll sell sometime between 3 to 6 months. If I've priced it right, I should receive 98% of list price. And also I need to be paying attention to my competition, right? Because days on market is absolutely going to be impacted by how much inventory is available in your local area and what other buyers are looking at. So let's talk about insurance and why I think this is a really big thing to pay attention to, both for buyers and sellers, and honestly, current homeowners, because we have seen some of the major brokerage houses say that some of our biggest neighborhoods in the county, they are no longer willing to cover because of wildfire risk. And even though we haven't had any local loss here that really is driving this change, the big brokerage firms are paying attention to and taking into account losses they've had in areas that are nationwide. So think hurricanes, think wildfires in California. All of that is impacting their risk tolerance in Durango, in our area. And so you really need to understand, even if you're a homeowner right now, that there's a chance your insurance company might decide not to cover you anymore and not to renew. Now, the good news is there are some options out there, and we're happy to provide a list of those if you're struggling with this a little bit. But let's talk about how this impacts the actual real estate market for for sellers and buyers. So number one, if you're a buyer, in the past, many buyers thought, I can get insurance, I'm not going to worry about that in my due diligence. Well, now this is one of the things you want to pay attention to almost immediately when you go under contract. And if you're really looking at homes in areas that have trees and might have some increased wildfire risk, you might even want to look into this before you go shopping for a home. Because if the cost is above what you're willing to budget in, it could impact your ability to qualify, or maybe even your comfort level with your payment. So really understanding insurance early is a super important thing as a buyer. Now, on the other side of that, as a buyer, if you're looking to buy a house and insurance is something that cost you're willing to afford, you're not going to have as much competition because not everyone is feeling as comfortable with what's going on with insurance. So you may actually be able to get a house in some of these really beautiful areas for a little bit less than you'd be able to get if we weren't having this insurance crunch. On the other side, sellers, you got to be prepared, because if you're selling a house in Edgemont or Twin Buttes or Forest Lakes, your buyer pool is going to be diminished by this. And even better, if I were you, I'd be talking to your agent and find options for buyers so you can go in and help them make a good decision. I think you're going to be more likely to get a bite on your house if you're trying to sell. So I hope this was helpful. If you want to talk to one of our agents and understand how this insurance crunch might be impacting you, or if you want to talk about interest rates, we can talk more about that another time. Visit our website at durangohomesforsale.com, and we will look forward to seeing you at the end of next month. Have a good day.